Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome out to another edition of According to Kaz and Queen. And as always, I am Kaz.
And I'm Queen.
And this is this little podcast of ours. These are conversations that take place between a husband and wife in the privacy of our own home that we bring to you guys, sometimes to make you laugh, sometimes to make you think, but always to be introspective and to open up the lines of communication between men and women, husbands and wives, friends and lovers. All of that good stuff. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we thank everybody that has continued to follow us on our journey. We are on all streaming services, and we are on all social media platforms as well. And of course, you can follow us on Black with No Chaser Radio. All you got to do is download the BWNC Radio app. All right, make sure you do that because you can hear us on the BWNC Radio app, and you can also hear the brothers, the Vibe Controllers, the Brothers Nash, on Black with No Chaser as well. So make sure you check that out. A lot of really dope Black podcasts, a lot of really dope content, music. Shout out to my man CJ. Make sure y'all do that. Of course, we are on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. But of course, you're watching us tonight. We are on YouTube. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube page. You know, when I put my finger right here, you're going to see it in post. Go to the youtube.com/Brad Kamikaze Franklin, youtube.com/Brad Kamikaze Franklin. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube page and turn on those notifications, man. All right. So we're inching up towards 1,000 subscribers. So get us there so we can monetize that thing. We can make that cheese. You know what I'm talking about? That's what we're trying to do. And of course, this is brought to you by the Kundi Collection, www.kundicollective.com. Make sure you go to the website, check out all of the great designs that we got there. Of course, we got some According to Kaz and Queen merch here, so make sure y'all go get your t-shirts, all the good stuff, man, that you've seen us wear on this podcast and you've seen on our page, on the Kaz and Queen page. Make sure you go check that out, www.kundicollective.com. All right, and of course, for the past 3 or 4 weeks, we have been talking about debate night. And I told y'all I was going to have something really special for y'all this week. And as you are seeing, if you're watching us on YouTube and if you're listening to us, we got the whole gang right here. The whole gang is in the building. We got the whole debate night gang in the building. We are back at the place where it all started. This is where we actually started doing the According to Kaz and Queen podcast. We are back at the Synergy Link. We are in the Synergy Link podcast room, the content room and podcast academy at the Synergy Link, 5290 Galaxy Drive. If you're interested in doing your podcast, if you're new to podcasting, if you need a space to be able to do your podcast and be creative, this is the room that you can come to. We got all the stuff in here already. We got the lights, we got the mics, we got the board. Everything. All you got to do is come in and just set up to do your podcast. It's really just that easy. So holler at us if you want to do that as well. It's really dope. We got Ariel in the place to be, taking care of the content. As usual, y'all make sure y'all use her for all of your content needs because she is doing the thing.
And she's dope.
Yeah, and she's going to blow up your weight really soon, and then you might not be able to afford her. So, you know, we like to get them early when they, when they're manageable. You know what I'm saying? when they're, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to use the term mold or groom because, you know, they can be, you know, they can have some connotations on it, yeah. So, you know, we're going to work with them, you know, when they're in a manageable price range that we can get them in before they blow up your weight. And then we got to call them and talk to the secretaries and the managers and all that stuff to get started. Don't shake your head. Don't nod your head, yeah. You supposed to be like, no, never that. No, never that.
I got y'all. She didn't even play. No, get at my people.
She was like, yeah.
Get at my people.
Get at my folks. Get at my folks, man. So, yeah, debate night is coming up November the 24th. At Center Stage, Jackson, man. It's going to be Jackson's first live, interactive, in-person social experience with libations and live music. And you're going to have us, Kaz and Queen. You're going to have the Vibe Controllers. You're going to have Melanie Sanders and Pia Najjar who are joining us here. You know, everybody does a lot of stuff and doing a lot of things. So, you know, it's really good when we get everybody in here and in the place to be. You know what I'm saying? Ready to chop it up, man. We're going to have some really good, spicy relationship talk on November the 24th. This is going to be something unlike anything that you've ever seen. So if you were in the Jackson, Mississippi area, you need to be at Center Stage. And today, we're going to talk a little bit, man, to kind of give you a little taste of what we're going to be doing on debate night. So you guys can come in, man. It's going to be a really, really fun time. I'm really excited. I'm excited about, you know, what happens when people get a a few adult beverages in them, and they get in their feelings and they get ready to start talking. It's going to be really good. I love it. I'm excited about it. But first of all, y'all have seen them on the show before. I'm going to go to my right. This is kind of like the male side of the table. This is the side that I usually sit on when we do the podcast anyway. So,
were you thinking that when you said the?
Yeah, I did. I be thinking about shit sometimes.
You be thinking about
Yeah,
stuff.
I be thinking about shit sometimes. Yeah,
Okay,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying? I be kind of organized occasionally.
I like it.
Half of the time, all of the time, some of the time.
All of the time.
All the time, some of the time.
Okay.
We got the Vibe Controllers in the building. We've got Merc B and Cocky McFly. If you're watching me over to, this is my right, stage right, but there to your left of the screen, of course, we have Melanie Sanders, we have P in the Jar in the building. These gentlemen are going to be representing the dating side, the male dating side, gentlemen in their mid-30s dating on the dating scene.
Mid-30s. Come on.
What?
Mid-30s.
Not mid-30s.
The lies.
It ain't mid?
I mean, we can rep for the people who are in their mid-30s.
Yeah.
We are not.
Yeah. Just to put that out there.
We are repping for the mature gentlemen. We're not gonna put a number on it.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I like
The
it.
mature
I like it.
gentlemen.
Yeah, we're gonna represent for a demographic that doesn't rarely, you don't see a lot of it on social media. You see a lot of younger people in their 20s talking about relationships, and it is some of the most idiotic stuff that I've ever heard.
Oh, wow.
In my entire life. It's crazy. But folks seem to get into it, but we're gonna represent for the people that are in our demographic and older. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do our thing. So I'm gonna start with the gentleman over here, and then I'll let you kind of talk to the ladies about their experiences. But gentlemen, you guys are dating right now. I want to ask y'all this question right off the top. Y'all are dating. I want to know right now the worst dating experience that you have had in this stage of your dating journey. The worst dating experience you've ever had. The worst first date experience, if you want to say that, in this day and age, not in your 20s. I know those could be pretty wild, but since you've been mature and you've been out there and you've been dating, what is the worst experience that you have encountered? You don't have to give names. You can give them if you want to. We'd love to have that for the engagement. We'd love to have it.
I
So
will leave the name out. Because
you can give us initials,
I ain't
some
doing that
descriptions.
either
You can tell
because-
us what city they in,
I
what
ain't
school
doing-
they
I
went
ain't
to,
gonna do that either.
where they work at.
I don't know these.
Okay.
I don't know who they know. So I don't.
That's cool.
And I don't want to mess up.
All right, well, that's
I don't
cool.
want to mess up no future bags.
That's cool.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't want to mess the bag up.
So, yeah, I went on a date with this young lady. Like I asked her out. I think it was like we were talking. And excuse me, I'm kind of getting over a cold. But yeah, we went on a date. I mean, she was late, which I kind of expected, and she wasn't really dressed for like a date night. She kind of pulled up in some very casual, like the soccer mom athletic wear kind of. And I was like, okay.
Were you clear about where y'all were going?
Well, I don't want to say where we went because then if the person is listed, they're gonna know it's about
Can you
them.
make it a similar?
We went somewhere in Fundren.
Okay, that's good.
That's
Did they
why
know ahead of time where they were going? On the
they
date?
knew ahead of time because I am very intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, we're gonna meet here at this time. Like that's
And then
what
we
it's gonna
going
be.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the conversation was kind of cool, and then it went into a lot of. It felt like a therapy session, and I was getting dumped on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man. At that point, in my head, I'm like, man, you way too fine to be this depressed. And I was just like, I'm really trying. I'm trying to hang in there.
Right.
I'm trying to hang in there.
Because sometimes if you hang in, it can get better.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't the best experience. It was kind of long.
Got along.
It was kind of long, and I was a nice guy.
I want to know what percentage of your outlook was affected by how she appeared when she got there.
That's a good question.
You know, I would give you a chance. It's like you at a restaurant and you got a server. I'm gonna give you a chance to show me, you know what I'm saying, how you working. You gonna get 100. We gonna start at this number.
Right.
It can either go up or down. And so
I don't know. You got to be careful now talking to this one because
I already know.
Yeah, she be on them servers' ass right off the bat. They don't even get no grace period.
Don't listen.
They don't get no grace period.
But yeah,
so you might want to quantify that because you know.
But honestly, and I wrap this story. But honestly, she it kind of my numbers went down because you know I'm the type of person if I'm showing up with you in public, people gonna know that you with somebody.
There you go.
You feel?
There you go.
I like that.
Like I ain't about to.
And you want some reciprocity.
I'm gonna be looking like somebody when you show up in public. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if that is how you choose to show up in this instance, and in the line of work that I'm in, then what you go look like? You know, if I got a show or something, you pull up and that's your girl. I'll be like,
Right.
How long did it take in the date before you was like, I got to get the fuck out of here?
You know, I stayed the entire time. You know, because I set the date.
You stayed, but at what point were you like, it's a wrap?
Start contemplating your exit.
It was probably no, because I was hungry. It was about 30 minutes in.
That's a decent time.
So I was just like, yeah.
That's kind of early to already be contemplating.
Yeah, because that's like quick.
It was like, all right, let me
30 minutes is a long time. 30 minutes is a long time.
She was already.
No, it's not.
She's already late though.
I don't know. It might be a dude thing, but 30 minutes is a long time.
It doesn't want to be with
Y'all over
somebody
there looking
else.
at your clock like that.
But that's my terrible
Time is
dating
valuable.
story. I would pass the mic to Merc.
Okay. That was pretty bad. All right. Merc B.
I'm scared of this one.
You shouldn't be. Should not be afraid at all. So, yeah. So I thought that I did not. The date never happened. Let me say that. So that was the experience. The date never happened. I was actually ghosted on my birthday. Yeah. So
I want you to tell me who that was. I'm gonna go find him.
well, no, there's no point in it. And personally, I don't particularly care if this person sees it because accountability is important. They should know, and communication is important as well too. And a simple "I can't make it" or something came up, or
Absolutely.
something like that. That's very, very simple to do that. Which is weird because we had actually gone out a few times. Like something simple. Like I think for me, simple dates, like the first few dates, being intentional about communication is good. Like coffee is a thing that I love. So meet me at a coffee shop. Let's sit and let's talk. And so, we went out a few times, and it was good. We were communicating pretty good throughout the week and all that other stuff. And we actually planned to go to this particular place because I had never been there before. And I was like, all right, cool. We can check that out. Cause she was actually going to go out of town the next day. And I was like, well, cool. Yeah, we can do this. She was like, it's your birthday. So I got you, whatever. And so we talked like right before we were about to meet at the location. She hit me and let me know that she was going to be a little bit late. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm running behind too. So it's all good. I'm not tripping on time. As long as you get here and you safe, it's all good. Like I'm not really on that like that. And so I get there and, on the way to the venue, like when I called her, the phone went like straight to voicemail. I'm not thinking anything at this point. I'm just like, oh, dang, well, maybe she's in a bad spot, whatever. So I go ahead and get to the place or whatever, and I park or whatnot. And so I call like 2 or 3 more times, and it's going straight to voicemail again. I'm sitting in the car just like, okay, this is weird. Like I literally just talked to you 20 minutes or so ago. Then the phone started ringing after a while because I sent a couple text messages. Phone started ringing after a while, but I never got an answer. I was like, dang, it took me a minute to sit there. I was like, yo, I just got stood up. Yeah, Like, I had never been stood up before. That's so weird. And so I ended up going and kicking it with, I met my brother at Names and Faces. Shout out to TP. And yeah, drunk, big drunk. During this whole text message fiasco, I get a message from a random number saying, like a random number, which is, I guess, her friend's phone number or whatever, which I figured it out because I have a nice search app on my phone. And so I saw the number and I got the message. The message was telling me that the young lady fell ill on the way to the date and had to pull over and they had to go and get her and yada, yada, yada. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, let me go on and, get my Sherlock Holmes on real quick or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I put this number in my, turns out that I know who her friend is. Mm-hmm. Her friend does not live here. Mm-hmm. The friend lives in another state. This same friend posted about 10 minutes before she sent me that text in the state that she was in. So there was no way that this friend could have gone and gotten you on, from where you were. I was like, just say you had, just say,
I'm not coming anymore.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, real talk, the game. We all grown. What happened. Another, somebody else called and you was like, all right, I'm finna go get my, get my back blown out by another nigga. And it's cool. Yeah. And that's fine if that's what you're going to do. And you don't have to tell me that because I don't care. Like, I don't have, man. Listen. Or, I mean, it's happened. Yeah. Or easily somebody else may have hit you up and you might have, or again, and a lot of times, let me say this as well too, in so many scenarios, I say a lot of people don't close chapters before they start opening new ones either. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so a lot of times people will get into situations where they'll start seeing somebody and start dating somebody and you hadn't stopped what was going on over here yet. For sure. And then that thing keeps coming back. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I ain't really closed this chapter. I just tried to get away, but he gonna call and I might, I'm gonna go see what's up with him, or he might pop up because people do that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I was like, yeah, I got ghosted, but whatever. But it don't bother me though, because like, man, she saw me again, and let me tell you, boy, I was looking like I was looking. Mm-hmm. Was it at a show? No, it was not at a show. She just saw you out. Yeah. What she say? Did she say anything to you? She spoke. That's it. She tried her best not to speak, but yeah.
She shined.
She's like, you looking good. I was like, I know. You gonna tell us who it was? Because you don't care. Nah.
Do guys call each other though and say, man, let me tell you what just happened?
No. I don't. Well, I think sometimes it depends on the relationship that you have with the dudes. I think it's important to talk to people with the assumption that all this stuff is under confidentiality because, dudes be messy.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And so they'll go, I'm not telling you this so you can go and talk about, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But I found out that person was kind of flaky anyway. So, but I mean, again, that doesn't necessarily make them a bad person. It just means I can't fuck with you no more. So,
dang.
I mean, it was good you got to get it with your brother because, I mean, that was probably a sense of comfort so you could,
exactly.
Oh, well, I wasn't even tripping. I was just like, that's so weird because, again, I'm a pretty direct communicator. Like, I'm easy to talk to. Like, just tell me what's up. I understand. I ain't finna be mad or in my feelings if you went to do something else. You ain't pull up on your brother and be like, man, let me tell you what this stinking ass broad did. And I pulled up and I was just like, yo. Yeah, I was just like, yo.
Yeah, he was just like, I was like, nigga, you supposed to be on a date. And he was like, nah, man, she ain't show up. I was like, oh, okay. Fuck it.
Stinking ass broad.
They get drunk. Like, get you some wings.
That's what I was getting. I was wondering what the conversation was like.
That's tough. That's tough.
All right, ladies. So we got Pia and Mel in the building. What's up? Y'all so pretty.
Thank you so much.
I guess what I want to know is, let's piggyback off the fellas a little bit. Have y'all ever ghosted a dude in a fashion similar to what Merck said he went through? And tell us about it.
I cannot say I have.
I did one time. I was younger, though.
Tell us about it.
I went out with this guy. I was in my mid-20s. Went out with him. And he said something about going to a hotel. And I assumed we were going to the bar of the hotel.
Oh, that boy trying to...
So we get there.
He went straight to it.
We get there, and he goes to the front desk. to book a room. And he started, instead of just booking the room and paying for it, he started laying, it was euros, it was in Europe, 20 euro bills on the counter, like, like showing his money. I was like, damn, what's about to happen? And I was riding with him, so I could not just leave. I was like, man, what am I going to do? And I'm thinking, and he books the room. I'm young, so I'm not just like, nah, I'm not doing this and just leave. I couldn't say it. We go to the room. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And I pretend to remember that I hadn't taken some medicine for some condition I had. I told him I really got to go get my pills. So we go to the house. It was an apartment complex, and it had a parking lot under the apartments. Mm-hmm. When you go in, for you to get out, you need a card. So I had given him the code to get in. To get out, you also needed it. So we get in there, he gets in the parking lot, and I go through the door to get to the elevator to my apartment. I go up, and I never come back. And, he cannot get out without me giving him the code. Turn my phone off. I don't know what happened that night.
Wow.
And I never saw that man again. I know he was mad, but he never came back to get me at the apartment. Instead of just saying, yeah, I'm not doing this. Either we're going to the bar.
Is it safe to assume, though, that he may have thought that you were with it? Since he said, let's go to the hotel.
He may have, because I was very flirtatious back in the day.
Back in the day?
Yeah. I'm not anymore unless I mean to. Back in the day, I used to just flirt.
Okay, got it.
Now, if I want to, I don't flirt. I'm going to tell you right away what it is.
Got it.
But back in the day, I was just... And he was cute. He had a nice car. I was 25. I was impressed with stuff. And I was not straightforward. And I could not just say, no, I'm not doing this.
Did he pick the money up off the counter? Did he lay?
No, he gave it to the person.
So you're just saying it's weird that he didn't just give her the money.
Yeah,
he laid it out in a flamboyant way.
It's the fact that he wanted me to see that he had money. I was like, he's in a type of world that I'm not in. So I assumed maybe he thought that I was also the type of person that you were going to do that to. What type of transaction are we in here? I don't know how to handle.
Because the money's not even mine. You're not giving me the money.
No, but I thought maybe that was going to happen to me too in the room. Maybe he was going to pay
probably
or something.
Would. Yeah.
And I had never dealt with that kind of people. I had never had sex for money, and I didn't know how to deal with a person like that. What if I told him, I don't want to do this, and he got angrier? Because I watch movies, I watch true crime stories. I didn't know what he was going to say. I was scared of saying no and, being in a tricky situation. So I had to make up something, just get away from him. And yeah, he was stuck in that parking lot at 2 a.m.
Wow.
Oh my!
So Mel, you've never ghosted anyone, but has anyone ever stood you up?
Let me tell you about that now. Listen, I was thinking about it because I'm like, have I ever done? Yes. Well, I haven't, but I mean, has it ever happened to me? It's something like that, which to me was worse. I remember I went out with a guy and we went to this place. He was like, oh, we can go, to, your favorite restaurant. You know how they always do that little, just pick some place. And I'm like, okay. And so I picked this little eatery, which wasn't too far from where I lived. And and the people knew me in there, right? So, wait a minute. I got 2 stores. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me pick one. Okay, I'm going to tell you about this one then. Because that just reminded me of another one. Same situation. I have completely forgotten about that. Okay, so I'll stick with the eatery. The eatery was cute. The people already knew me in there. It was like, okay, this is going to be a cool little, little date. We get to chat and, the people going to hook us up, all that stuff. Y'all, he left to go to the bathroom. And so I was talking to the waitress, it wasn't a major thing. It was an eatery. Y'all, he left. He left, but they said he climbed out the bathroom window.
What do you think
people told me that.
What'd you do?
I didn't do it. Listen, we were having a good old time. It wasn't a big deal. We were at an eatery. We were not at an expensive restaurant or anything like that. So what happened was, it kind of went back to what you were talking about earlier. He had a relationship going.
Oh, saw somebody he knew.
Somebody had popped up, or somebody he knew. And honey, that man crawled out the window. He wasn't married. He wasn't even married. But he was afraid that he was going to get busted. So the people told me, They said that man is gone. He was in the bathroom. They said he had to have crawled out the window because he never left.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And another man did. I'm gonna have to throw this one on here too. Another man did this to me, and we were at an expensive restaurant. But what he did was, and it was involving the church. He said he forgot he had Bible study, and he jumped up and said, "Oh my God, I'll never forget this." We were at Vickery's in Atlanta. He said, "Oh my God, I forgot I gotta do Bible study." I was like, "Okay."
Do you think he was trying to skip out on the bill, girl?
He threw down. I'll never forget. He threw down $26.
Not 26.
Threw it. And the man came over and he said, I think he left. And y'all, I saw his car driving by. I said, I'm not joking. And I was like, what in the hell? I have never been that mad. Now, that's one of the top 5 most mad moments of my life.
Was that another one that saw somebody that he knew?
Okay, well, with this one, he had a lady out of Oakland who was scamming the hell out of him. I told her about. Supposedly, this was his little,
Just what he
Bible
told you.
person. He said, but she said, come on, whatever they had going on. I don't know where he went, but
She made him leave with her.
I don't know where she
Go
was.
meet her.
I don't know if she was there. I don't know where she was.
Oh.
But y'all, after I got so mad, y'all, I pretended that I knew voodoo because he thought I was from Mississippi, right? I mean, he said he thought I knew voodoo because I was from Mississippi is what he always said. So y'all, I went over to the house and I left a shoebox in front of his door. And I left him a message that said, watch your health. And I put a chicken bone, a piece of string.
Girl, you got time.
some dirt, and just some. I don't know what that means. I just thought it worked.
It sounded good.
Y'all, they say that man left for 2 weeks. His friend called me Hasim or whatever his name was. He says, Melanie, Antonio, I'm going to say his name. Antonio left. He left the city. What happened? And I said, oh, really? And I told him the story, whatever. He was like, oh my God, that man is gone. I saw that man at Essence this year. First time I saw him in, I don't know, probably 10 years. Saw him in the middle of the street, y'all.
Well, now, you're sure that you were pretending?
I don't know.
How do you know for sure that you didn't put something on that man?
I think he
Because
just was.
that wasn't your intention.
That wasn't my intention. I was
Okay.
just playing.
All right. We'll
But
go
baby,
with that.
that was, listen, me and my friend still laugh about it because my friend drove me over there.
Antonio. Antonio vamped the camp. Hope you feeling good, Antonio.
Man,
Wherever
he
you at.
put that on himself.
He
He
did.
People got to stop. Like when you put that energy out there in the atmosphere, it's gonna come back on you, man. You just
Yeah.
got to
Just got to do right.
Talking about he in the
just gotta
church.
do right.
Just got to do right. You
Well,
just gotta
can we
do right.
turn it up just a little tad bit?
Oh, we finna talk about nasty stuff. then.
Yes.
Oh, for
I
real?
knew that.
I want to know
I knew it was coming.
the worst sexual experience that you guys have had, men and women, ladies and gentlemen. Share with us your worst sexual experience.
Ooh, child. Okay.
Errol, you almost too young to hear this one.
Let
Errol.
me think.
Might need to plug your ears up on this one here.
Ooh, child. Okay.
Hey, Pia had that look in her eye. I was like,
You did.
I'm thinking like I got so many.
Just pick one, the first one that comes to your spirit.
so we talk like literally every day.
Yeah, he knows everything.
It's
She got some good ones.
man, look. She look at me, I look at her, I be like,
You already know.
I be like, bro.
bruh. I'm like,
Bro.
here she go. I said, and then I be like, oh, for real? Oh, poor him.
Does this make y'all uncomfortable? Y'all
Absolutely
got.
not.
Oh,
they
okay,
good.
I'm just trying to see.
Think how to put it.
I'm trying to think about, was it? Yeah, well, yeah. This, I will say, let me say this. I will say this. When it comes to, I think you need to be open and honest with yourself and your partner when it comes to the bedroom. Don't be getting in there doing nothing that you know you don't really do. Don't, yeah, like if you don't,
like typically the first time just be, the first time is kind of organic. You don't really just be like, "Ooh, we finna go." You don't just have like a meeting like, "Oh, we finna do it." Some people.
It should be.
As you get a little seasoned in life, you have those conversations before you even waste your time taking your bra off.
I
You
think
want
you
to
just
know.
know the I mean, in situations I've been a part of, it's the vibe. We just you kind of know it's
Catching the
finna-
vibe.
That's
Yeah.
true too.
Yeah.
You just know it's finna kind of go down. And in conversation, you can be talking about some stuff, but you know. But if we talking about worse experiences, you know, it just she ain't had no rhythm.
Oh my god, this is interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't really had no
She was
rhythm.
laying there.
She was trying. She just didn't catch your rhythm.
Are we talking about riding?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
riding. She was trying to do that, and she ain't really had no rhythm, and it was just like real uncomfortable. So I was like, well, all right, let's switch it up.
Yeah.
And then you know we did missionary, and I was like, it was just very stiff.
You was like,
I'm like, all right, man. So
You're not supposed to be able to mess up missionary.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm like.
That's the basics.
I'm like,
That's
you
the
know,
basics.
I'm like,
It's just the basics.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm trying to give you hints. I'm grabbing that leg. You know, I'm trying to give you hints and put that thing
Live it up.
Like,
Live it up.
Put that thing out. Get that knee up right there.
yeah,
I'm trying to give you hints.
yeah.
And
Trying to direct.
you don't really know what you're doing. And then I was like, all right. So I was like, let me see what it's like when you bend that thing over. You know,
Oh shit.
when you bend that thing over, you got to have that.
The arch.
You got to have that up. You know, you just can't bend over like you picking up something off the ground. You got to arc that back, toot that ass up.
Did you push it down?
Girl, I was trying, and she just,
Well, she was still.
Like that.
Yikes.
you know,
Left
because when you arch that back, you get to grab them handles, and that's when
Bars.
That's when you where you need to be.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And she ain't wanna arch that back. And I'm like,
Do you think that she was really wanting to have a good experience with you that night? And she was, or was she just not?
I think that people are not honest about what they good at and what they not good at, and kind of what he said. And people
Or if
be
they're
trying
really
to do,
experienced or not.
She probably or nobody's telling these folks,
Oh Lord.
right?
That's
So
happened. Yeah.
so I'm sure she probably had been told or been with guys who really not trying to enjoy the sexual experience
Yep.
with her.
Yep.
They just were fucking.
Doing it.
Right. Ooh,
Right.
That's what that sound like.
And so, like, she just probably used to just being there, and the dude just, you know, because dudes stupid. So, you know, they are niggas stupid. But
They
don't
just be happy to be in there.
Yeah, they be happy and just be poking and prodding. Just be doing it, and then it be great to them, but
Yes.
the woman be pissed because you're
My
not
God.
paying attention to her body and all that good stuff.
That's all right.
So yeah, I think she probably been in situations like that, and then or maybe like nobody just really told her like, hey, can you do this? Because a lot of people don't know how to have sex.
That's real.
That is real.
That's real.
Thank you for that.
That's real.
That's my point. Don't be doing nothing that you don't know about doing. To sum it up.
I want to hear from one of the ladies, though.
Ooh, child.
All right, Mel, what you got?
The head was top tier. I will say
Oh,
that,
okay.
though.
There you go.
Okay.
There had to be a caveat to it.
That right
That's
there
what got you
is
to the
an
next step right there.
indication
So that's
that
the
she
thing.
knows she is not
That's
that good
definitely a fucking
sexually.
thing.
If she can do that, she done put her interest and effort into doing that well.
Let me
Same
tell
thing with the
you,
dudes, too.
it saved her. 'Cause
Yeah.
I went
That's
back
right.
for. I went
men
back
know
for.
that they ain't
You wanna
got
try it
nothing like
again?
Maybe when
that.
it's too
Let me
late.
tell
They
you.
work on eating the cooch.
It saved
and that's
because-
what they do well.
Because I went back for a little couple more helpings. Just off that head.
Yeah.
See that?
Oh,
She won
Here,
then.
sloppy top
Here.
tier. I'm sorry.
Here.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that exactly. If you are, and this is not for everybody, obviously, but I always find that when a dude is so hungry and all they want to do is just talking about, I want to eat you out, I want to eat you out, I want to eat you. It's like, okay, and I have not been wrong yet. It's always lacking. in that area
Speak on
because
it.
they need to go on and distract you early. Because when it come out, you find out it's like, oh, okay, so this was gonna happen. So what happened to me one time was I had that situation, and so I said, okay, I already know, but I'm cool because I just want to see. I like to know.
Yeah.
And so he was good. I was like, okay, then that's cute. All right, but y'all, he was a beautiful man. Big old.
Did he know it was beautiful?
Oh yeah, he knew.
Them be the one.
I was sad about it. Yeah, because I had done a little test because I wanted to know. So I did a little field test. But sometimes that throw you off depending on where stuff position and stuff like that. I ain't grab it. I just kind of was like, okay, it's there, but I was trying to be polite a little bit. And so I was like, let me just not go there. And so then when it got down to it, I just was kind of like a little, I was like, okay, so let me not, a little pet. Y'all put po thing.
Oh no, not the whole thing.
Yeah, it was but it was not. It wasn't a normal small penis. It was a micro dick.
Oh Lord.
It was a micro. It was
said
like
it wasn't a normal small penis.
It was
This
like
is an abnormally small. It was abnormally small.
A
micro dick.
Yes.
It was micro.
Wow.
Like a them old McDonald's salt and pepper shakers. Yeah, but I'm saying this is when it was at its peak.
No, nah. No.
And I felt for him because I knew he knew.
Oh,
I could tell that he knew. I could tell that he knew. So I'm a little dramatic. So I didn't. I was just like, okay, all that. I ain't gonna get into the details, but I tried to make him feel good about himself. But it did not end up being anything more because I just wasn't going to waste that experience. I know they always say the motion in the ocean, all that kind of stuff, but I know me. I know my body. I know me. And that right there was going to be, it wasn't going to work. I just felt it in my spirit. I was like, I ain't going to even waste this experience. I'm not. So, I just was like, oh my God, okay, yeah, okay. I'm talking to him. We got to just pump our brakes, okay? And I just wiggled out of it some kind of way. I don't remember what I said, but
You friend zone that man.
yeah, definitely. Good guy. We still cool.
Right, see, I know it.
We still cool.
Hey, little
As
PP
long,
man.
as long as you hold on to his secret,
She
it's gonna
friend
be
zone
great.
little PP man.
And he knew.
Did y'all ever have a conversation about it? It was just
What you gonna
understood.
tell him? Never.
Yo, dick smile.
Your big smile. Now,
Especially if they kept being friends, if they were cool after that, maybe she could have dropped it. But I guess it just
I feel like
worked its way out.
Yeah, I blamed it on the
He just
friendship.
got defined was
For
You gotta
him.
find what's for him.
For him.
That's it.
I think it's a condition, though. I did read up on it. It is a
Yeah, I
condition.
feel like
dick?
it would be useless. to
Is it
tell
a
me
condition?
that.
It's a condition.
Yeah,
Micro
Micro
can be-
penis
Micro
is
penis?
actually a condition.
It can
Yeah, because I'm not talking about y'all. This was small.
I Google things often, and I'm going to take
Please
a
look
into
that up. Micro.
it was a
is.
man though.
He was mad. Yeah.
Lord.
It
I'm
was. Whoop.
You never know.
I'm just trying to.
That's a
I'm
good
just trying
question
to get
because
some
I've seen that somewhere on the internet.
right. That's a legitimate
But,
question.
Yeah, it didn't. So I guess I can't count that as a sexual. Well, it was a sexual experience because it did start off with superb coochie eating, but that was it. I just couldn't, But anyway, I'll save that for
That's tough.
some more stories for another time.
Micro penis.
Micro penis.
Micro
That's a new
penis.
word for me.
Y'all go Google it.
Micro penis.
Because I had to find out what was going on.
That's tough. I mean, you just got to really go and find. Ultimately, dating is about finding a person that fits with you at the end of the day. So fits
Literally.
figuratively and literally. So I want to ask y'all this because there's a lot been said in the past few weeks, few months about the first dates. Places that you go on the first dates, the amount of money that gets spent on you on the first date. And since y'all are the dating folks, and we'll get into some married issues, I'm sure y'all got some questions or whatever, because, this ain't just about us just shooting at y'all. This is an open conversation. But first dates, do y'all have a prerequisite? Ladies, and I'll start with you. The talk that's been going around about, the Cheesecake Factory, about,
Y'all know familiar with that? Okay.
So I'm gonna ask y'all, You know what I'm saying? What are y'all's thoughts on that as far as first date? And then I'll go to the fellas. But, you know, when y'all heard those conversations happening, what were y'all thoughts on that? For y'all particularly, do y'all have some prerequisites for the first date? Some places, amount spent, any of that good shit?
Personally, I do not go on dates.
Right, you did. Yeah,
I do not show my face in public with somebody that I am not with or do not plan on being with. I meet people at the house. We try the physical, because if that doesn't work, the rest is not going to work out. The conversation, see what type of person it is, see what type of values they have and all that. If you see me outside with somebody, there is something. So the dates would usually not be a problem because we would already know each other and know what, to do.
Well, that's all right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Another reason why
right.
I don't go out why I don't meet outside with someone for the first time is because it is absolutely not part of my lifestyle to go out. I'll go out 3 times a year. So why pretend, dress up, do all that to go out?
Has that always been, even in your 20s? You've always been that way?
No, in my 20s, I used to go out a lot. But I would not do the date thing either. If I'm outside with someone, it's for a reason. I would go out with friends, maybe meet the person with my friends, but I would not go one-on-one with somebody that I'm not actually.
Because a lot of people would say if you're going through all of that and getting into the physical too, kind of like putting the cart before the horse, because you're actually doing a lot of the stuff that folks are trying to figure out if they're going to do by going on a date. So you kind of bypassing a lot of that.
People put a lot of weight on sex. I don't. It's just sex to me. And then once you go past that first time, it can hold a different meaning as you develop intimacy with the person on other aspects. But I was never one of those that's like, I'm not going to give it to him until, I don't care. I'm trying to get some too. So when we do it, if we do get along, if everything works out, then yes, we're going to go out.
Have you ever found that, okay, everything's going good, sex is good, and then after you get to the point to where, okay, now I'll go out with you, then you start learning things about them that you don't like or that y'all don't mix well?
It's not after going out that I would learn about it. You would.
That's never happened.
No.
You're not going out until you learn all of those things, and right.
How long does that take? What are we looking at?
I mean, it's not that I wouldn't go out until I learn everything. I wouldn't go out until we have decided that me and the person are exclusive.
Okay,
that's what I mean. It doesn't mean because you don't get to know a person fully for years. Sometimes.
Right. That was my point. But
it's not until I'm exclusive with somebody sexually and on other aspects that I will show my face outside with them.
And we're not getting to exclusivity until all this stuff lines up and makes sense.
Yeah,
got it.
Or it can be a decision, like, where we like each other. We may not know exactly if it's going to go somewhere, but maybe he would tell me, look, I'm more comfortable at this point if we only see each other, and I'll be fine with it. Or it might be me asking, okay, I need to, because I'm not, some people can date multiple people at the same time. I can't. If I'm putting my energy on somebody, it's going to be a lot of energy. I'm really going to take care of that person. So it's going to be them only. Now, sexually, it's, it's different. But if we do decide that we're doing that and being exclusive, then we may do the going out and all that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, Mel, you are a Mississippi girl, but you spent a lot of time in Atlanta. You've been in that scene. I don't consider Atlanta to be really a real place. I think it's like a fairy tale to me in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
But,
things that come out of his mouth.
I mean,
I know what he means. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
It's not a real place. It's like it's a place made for entertainment. It's like being on a Hollywood lot. Actually, and all the stuff that's happening on it is like you on a big Hollywood set. The entire city.
Everybody's just so Atlanta that you've experienced.
Well, the Atlanta that a lot of people experience. But for you, is there any prerequisites for the first date? Places where you will not go. Is there an amount of money that you want to see a dude spending? What's your first date motifs?
I am so that Cheesecake Factory just blew me away because I know I've been to the Cheesecake Factory with folk.
It's delicious
over the years. Yeah, but I would like to say for the record, I do not like to date. Like, I don't like to go out with folks either. That's weird. When you were talking about that, I got that. So I do have to have some kind of something to even go be seen with somebody. You know, we gotta
know them from something, have friends.
Yeah.
Seen them before.
Let me tell you, I'm the girl that gets hooked up. I rarely meet a man somewhere off at the grocery store or something like that, and then we hook up like, you know, give me your number or something. I'm kind of guarded like that. But anyway, to the question, I'm sorry, I had to throw that out there because I totally understand that. I'm weird. I think you might have said that, Mark. Did you say that you don't like to be seen, or was that you? You don't like to be seen with certain folk? Not in those words.
Not dressed in a certain way.
You got okay. Meaning, if people see you out with somebody, it's not going to be just some old random person.
It's a cock blocker. Do not. If you plan on seeing other dudes, do not. By mistake, one time I was seen outside with somebody. We were not together. It took a good 3 months to get rid of the people would see me outside. Oh, you such and such girlfriend? No, I'm not. No.
It's so annoying. You can't even go and have a lunch date with a man.
Because people think
that y'all,
it's over with.
Already.
Then get in your business and start telling you what they're doing. I know you. I saw you the other day. I think you had a thing with such and such, but I saw him.
Ooh, these folks get on my nerves. But yeah, I don't care. I mean, it's really, to me, I like fun. You know, like I commented on those social media posts many times. I like to see what you're going to do if we go over to the Mexican restaurant and we having margaritas. Right. Like, you know, all that, we got to go to Vidi Vidi Vici and spend $500. That's whatever.
Is that a real place?
Yeah.
Oh, so
used to be. I don't know where it is. You know, that's back in the day, some little place, Vidi Vidi Vici. Somewhere in Atlanta. That was back in the day.
But look, about that
the name, I wouldn't even fuck with that right off the top.
About that cheese factory thing and these lists that women have for, I feel like, first of all, the man does not necessarily have to pay for it. If I'm telling you that we going out, if I'm the one inviting you, I feel like I should pay.
Oh, for real?
Or we should talk about it. Who is paying? Maybe we're doing 50-50. Now, my problem with the girls that come up with those lists, your ass, if you got those lists there, your ass cannot afford to go to those places by yourself.
Totally.
Bitch,
that's what I feel.
You cannot go with a girlfriend to those places and afford and actually eat there. The girl that you saw on that video talking about the cheese factory, whatever restaurant, she looked like she could not afford that shit.
Oh, that's
if you cannot go, personally, if I can't go to a place on my own and you tell me let's go there, I'm gonna tell you no. Baby, that's too much for me. I know you paying, but I've never been there alone. I don't want to be the one that gets taken to a lifestyle that's not hers artificially and, just let somebody pay for it knowing that I cannot afford it myself.
Now, I'll let you go. I'll let you take me someplace that I wouldn't pay
for. After a while of being together.
I don't have any problem with that at all.
On the first date, you're not going to do that because, just to try to impress me or.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'd rather go to places that I usually.
I do like that. Yeah, I'm like that too. I like to be comfortable, but.
Cats do this.
If you take me someplace I've never been. I remember this dude. Oh, I got to tell y'all this real quick. I'll make it quick. This man, I went up to New York. He ended up being my boyfriend later. He took me on our first date at this little place in New York where it was just a regular restaurant. But he said, no. I was waiting to get seated. He said, no, we going through the kitchen. And I'm like, what? And we went through the kitchen, and then there was another part of the restaurant down some stairs where the folks had dinner. And I said, I had never experienced that. I was like, this is cute. It was high as hell. I wouldn't pay for it. It was really off the, charts to me for dinner, but it was just that experience.
It's great. It's amazing when you know the person. My thing is, imagine you go with that person for the first time. The date doesn't work out. The date doesn't work out.
That was the first time.
This is why I don't like super expensive places or places that I cannot afford, because I can afford a good restaurant. I cannot afford a super luxury one. Right. Imagine the date doesn't go right. Imagine the dude is an asshole. Imagine he says something that's upsetting. I want to be able to get the fuck up, throw money on the table for my half, and leave.
Gotcha.
I want to be able to do that and not be stuck there because somebody got me there and is paying for me.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And I'm riding my own car on the first date if I ever do that.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. When we do that in the debate night, that's going to do it. I learned actually watching Scarface and Goodfellas that when you go through the kitchen to get to the restaurant, you're doing some big shit. Because they always went through the kitchen and there was always another part of the restaurant that they was eating at.
Really? I don't remember.
So you go through the kitchen. Your first thought is, "What the fuck is you doing?
I was
Like, do you
like,
work here or
what?
something?" But actually. Going through the kitchen at the high end restaurants, that's like you going through the nerve center of somewhere important, and then they taking you to some other place.
See,
But,
I had never seen that.
watching it for mob shit.
Oh, that's some
basically.
mob. It was on some.
Yeah. That's cool. So we were talking, and we talked about this on the last episode that we had because we were trying to figure out when our first official date was. And we surmised that the first official date that we could remember was us smoking a blunt in the parking lot of Soups.
I love it.
That was the first time.
Yes.
No, no. Actually, we determined that our very first date, that was our first kick it session. Our first date was Bennigan's with Rachel.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. The first time that we actually sat in and started talking and getting to know each other was smoking a blunt in the parking lot of Soups. The first date officially was her meeting my little sister for the first time at Bennigan's on one of them Friday nights at Bennigan's. And y'all might not. I don't even know if y'all was even in town around that time.
Yeah, I remember Bennigan's.
Friday nights at Bennigan's in Jackson, Mississippi was woo. Man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
Wow.
Until they threw that dude through the window.
Say what? Oh, I ain't know about that
They
part.
ended the next week. They was actually charging to get in Bennigan's.
Oh, see, I didn't know it like that. I just
Oh yeah,
knew
it was
restaurant,
going
just
down.
regular.
But we actually we went for her to meet my sister, and that was the actual official first date. But we had been talking for a minute. But the first time we actually had a conversation and kind of vibe was smoking a blunt in a vehicle in the parking lot of Soups. I won't really say who, you know. It was my son's mom's vehicle that we were smoking in.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Oh.
Now here's the caveat to that. Before y'all, get wild. The relationship was good. We were not still seeing each other. It was none of that. We had a child together, and at the time I didn't have a vehicle, so she was cool with letting me be able to get around because there were things that I had to do for my son, work, these kind of things. It was cool. She had a job where she had rental cars all the time, and we were cool. It was never. Never
Did
an
she
issue.
know that you were taking females in that car and smoking weed with
She
them?
did not know about this particular instance. She did not know. But we were not in a relationship at the time. Even I'd said anything, she wouldn't have, it wouldn't have been an issue. She was dating somebody else at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, we sat out there and we smoked a blunt and we got to know each other. And that was kind of the first time that, we really sat and had our first little set of conversations. How you doing that?
I don't know how this is gonna go.
That's
Like
what
you
you
don't
doing.
have no
First
stopping point. You just go on and on and on.
I mean, I just be saying, I'm giving the real.
That's
I'm
a
giving
cheap
the real.
first date right there.
I mean, at the time, that's why we clicked, because we were cool with the simple things. It was not really that big of a deal for us. I tell in a lot of instances for people the reason why people are hitting roadblocks and bumping heads is because you like people who don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
You like people that are not compatible with you. You are mad at other people for not being attracted to you, and those are not the people that you need to be trying to talk to because y'all are not equally yoked. Y'all don't like the same things. Y'all don't do the same things. Y'all don't think the same way. And you find somebody who is in that particular instance, and it's going to instantly click. So we both were not really about being fancy, highfalutin, any of that shit. So, it worked out well. And smoking a blunt and kicking it and being in Soups or being in the parking lot at Soups was something great. Actually, after that first night doing that, we were actually together. From that point on, we were inseparable from that night, even all the way up to the first, after we had that first experience smoking the blunt.
You should probably patent that strand of weed. It'd be great. If people want to stay with folks, y'all should. That's a good strand of weed.
I love
Y'all
it.
smoked some weed and been together ever since. Folks might need to smoke this.
That's definitely true. That's true. Like every day since then.
Yeah.
Until we broke up many years later for that 3 years. It was that night on.
Did y'all have that thought, like, this might be the one?
Oh, the first time I ran into her Well, I'm going to tell you the story so y'all can get the story. First time I saw her was at my DJ's crib, at DJ Fingerprint's crib. So me and Banner had just been through there. We were recording some music. I was stopping by. Everybody would stop by DJ Fingerprint's house. So I went to Fingerprint's house one day, and she came out the back. Walked out the back. Fine yellow thing. She passed right by me. Didn't even speak, nothing. She just passed right by me. And I was like, oh, my God, she is gorgeous. I got to have her. I went in the back, and I was like, Finger, who was that? He was like, nope. I was like, Finger, who was that? He was like, no. Because her and Finger were, had a brother-sister relationship. And, Finger knew, how me and Banner was kind of getting down at the time. So he was like, nah, you can't. No. But in my head, I was like, oh, my God, she is gorgeous. Didn't know I would ever see her again. And then months passed, saw her at the Jackson Music Awards. And she was walking up to me. She was with a friend. And the first words I'd ever said to her, because she literally walked past me in Fingerprint's house. And mind you, it wasn't a big crib. So she had to turn to the side to get past me and move past me. Didn't say shit to me. Didn't say move, fuck nigga, none of that shit. None of that. She walked right past me and left. Saw her at the Jackson Music Awards. And I made eye contact with her, walked up to her. And the first thing I said to her was, will you marry me?
Damn.
And yeah.
What did you think when
This
he
is
said that?
so cute. Here.
It's really funny because I've heard all the possible lines. We hear the lines. I've heard that line, but it did not feel like a line. It felt like he was really asking me to marry him, and I laughed it off, but I said yes. I said yes, I'll marry you.
So then she walked off, and the rest of the night took place, and then it was an after party upstairs. This is when the Jackson Music Awards was at the Marriott, and we went upstairs, and she had left. I was looking for her for the rest of the night. It was almost like a Cinderella story. So I was looking for her for the rest of the night. One of her friends was in this VIP party that we was at, and I asked her friend where she was at, and she was like, I don't know. And then the rest of the night, I had to fight her friend off for the rest of the night because her friend was just trying to throw it at me, and I didn't want it because a lot of people that had it, I didn't want any parts of it.
Friend loosely.
Y'all still friends? I was about to say, y'all still friends?
They were
really friends.
They were,
Just
yeah.
little
Okay.
somebody I knew.
Y'all ain't friends
We
no
hung
more?
out at the same spot. That's really all it was.
Yeah, I mean, they were acquaintances. I would say that. So I don't know. She took me asking for her, I guess, as an invitation to be like, okay, this nigga might be ready to do some shit. So she followed me around and then was all on me and shit. And I was really looking for her, like seriously. And there was a time in my life where, she had bird in the hand, beats two in the bush. So I would have went on ahead and knocked her down, but I didn't on that particular night.
Oh, okay.
So a few days later, this was on Monday, still didn't get her number, still didn't know anything else about her. The Thursday after that Monday, I was in Soups by myself. She walks through the door.
By myself.
By herself.
Really?
And I'm sitting, at the bar at Soups, had her to come over and sit next to me. We started talking, gave her my seat. And we started talking, and at that point, I was like, "Hey, let's go outside." So we went outside in the car, and we smoked a blunt, and we talked, and then we been
In
together.
your baby mama car.
Ever since then, yeah.
So how did you do? You were like, you smoke, and she's like, yeah, I smoke. I mean, or you just
even
fired
remember
it up, and it was kind of like,
I don't know, because really, honestly, no joke here. The only reason why I spoke to him was because he had a seat.
yep.
So
I know. I believe
touched
you.
him on the back, and I was like, "Oh, dang, I saw him before." Touched him on the back, and I was like, "Hey!" He was like, "Come here." I was like, "Bet."
Boom.
So I got up there. He gave me a seat, and I remember him asking for my phone number. Oh, he asked me for my name because by this point we had not even exchanged names. He asked me for my name. I said Hollywood. That's who I was back then.
Yeah.
And I said, "What's your name?" He said, "I'm Kamikaze, but you call me Brad." I was like, "Well, my name is not Hollywood. You can call me Fumi." So at that moment, that's when he said, "You want to go outside with me?" I didn't know that we were going outside to smoke, but I wasn't against it.
Right.
So we went outside, and the rest is history.
So that man gave you a seat, and you been sitting on it ever since.
For her, it might have been. Yeah. I mean, it might have been the seat, but for me, when I saw her walk in after not having her name, I didn't have any idea how to get in touch with her. And Finger literally was not giving me her number. He was intent. He would not give me a number. He wouldn't give me any information because he thought it was gonna go bad.
Yeah.
Because he had seen it go bad. So granted, I get that. So when she walked in, she was
He didn't even tell me. Finger didn't even tell me that
Yeah,
he
he didn't.
asked about me. Nothing.
They didn't get
Like
information.
it went in his ear and he was done with it. That was it. He said
wasn't
what he
worried
was
about
gonna
it.
say.
He was intent.
And that was it.
Like nobody I fuck with is fucking with either one of these dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I go on the road with at all. It's just not happening.
Because they know.
Yeah. So she was like, he got a seat. In my mind, I'm like, yes, the good Lord has placed her right back in here.
Wow.
Without me having to go look for her. And boom. And that's when it happened.
I was impressed with the amount of marijuana that was present. I was impressed by that. At that point in my life, those were the things that excited me.
Yes.
So I was with it all the way.
I've always kept a good bit of weed. I've always kept a good bit of weed.
I was like,
in my life.
oh.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking, okay, where he gonna fit in this roster, really? He's gonna be my weed man.
Ooh.
That's what he gonna be. That's
Oh,
what
I
I thought.
love it.
He
That
switched
part.
that. That didn't
The
last long.
realness of it all.
Need
That
you
we
a
had-
weed man on your roster.
We had rosters. Both of us had rosters,
Yeah.
and we fired the rosters after a little while. It took a little minute, but we fired the rosters after a little while.
Oh, this is the type of stuff I love. Yeah.
Until
But everybody, that was one thing people don't understand. Like in dating, everybody has a roster,
Yes.
especially free game, especially men. Men have at least about 3 women that they really, 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 really like, and they'll kind of throw stuff out there to each one of them women to see which one, and eventually they'll narrow it down to the one person. Right, depending on like the attention and things like that, and I feel like women probably.
Do you currently have a roster?
No, I do not have a roster. Currently, I do not have a roster.
Merc,
but
you got a roster right
I do
now?
have someone that I am seeing.
You got a roster?
Okay. That's good.
You got a
So
roster
you done
right now?
narrowed your roster down.
Yeah, I had.
You
it.
at the narrow part.
Yeah, I
No
done
roster.
narrowed it down. I'm cool. I'm chilling.
That's good. Well, roster. You just go with the flow. Just be like, whoever stick.
He don't
in
like the
line
terminology.
Oh,
like
I mean,
terminology.
yeah, I just don't particularly. I mean, I don't have to have a roster because I'm not obligated to anybody. So, I mean, if you're asking if I go on dates with people or
Multiple people.
sure, absolutely, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with who I want to hang out with. But like, yeah, I guess that could be a roster.
I mean, some people might
I don't
look at
know.
it as a
Back
roster.
in the day when folks say roster, there I'm thinking about motherfucker you smashing or something. But,
Oh, not
but I don't
necessarily.
know. I mean,
Not necessarily.
that's just what I think.
Right,
I'm
right.
not saying.
And
that's
most
what other
people would say
think,
that
but-
because
Yeah,
I would go
that's
to
why
that.
I was like,
but it doesn't
that
necessarily
was
have
kind
to
of
be that.
confusing to me based on what my meaning of
Yeah,
roster
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But I get, I'm not disagreeing with it.
Just
or
a
whatever.
go-to of people that you can hang out with, or whatever you define what you're doing with. So speaking of what you said that it's always about 3 men, 3 ladies that men always like. So ladies, on your rosters, do you even like the dudes?
I'm going to tell you right now, strangely, usually I don't.
On our rosters aren't really about liking the dudes, are they? They're about get in where you fit in. What can right?
Like, I got my food, nigga. I got my this,
The sex one.
Yeah, see, I need to have me a cocktail. On the night of, I'm going to tell more stories and more juiciness.
Yeah.
You can't. This just a
This a
sample.
little
It's
this
an
is-
appetizer.
This
It's a
is
teaser.
definitely a teaser because I've been holding back a little bit. But no, for real, like I got those folk. But let me say this right now. I actually kind of like my little roster, and I'm like, Lord, what does this mean? I have never had several dudes who all had they stuff like together.
Maturity.
And I actually liked them, and I actually was attracted to them. It was like, okay, what do? I don't like to date multiple folks.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know how to maneuver. I don't know how chicks do it. Like have different dudes that they really, really fuck with. Like, so this has been interesting. I'm trying to learn how to maneuver this new little bitty roster.
A mini roster.
It's mini.
I don't think you should generalize. He was saying man have 3. Man don't do. There's no rule. You don't know. Some dudes cannot date several women at the same time. Some dudes will not have sex until they have something in common with a woman. You can never generalize. And it's the same thing with women. Personally, after my last failed relationship, I had a failed marriage and then a failed relationship. I had to sit down and say, okay, between those 2 failed things that ended violently, there's a common denominator. It's me. So I need to sit away from men for a bit and see what it is in me that's attracting this type of man. Why is it people that I do not like
Come on,
that
do
I
the
end
work.
up fucking with? Not seriously.
I love it.
I did not entertain a man, not even a smile, a response to a DM or anything for like 8 or 9 months. Then on a Tuesday, I remember I woke up in the morning. I texted my girlfriend. I said, bitch, I'm back.
It hit you.
And yeah, I felt, okay, now I know what was wrong. I know why I kept attracting those people. I had done some work on myself in different aspects. Okay, now I'm ready. And literally the day that I got back on the market, I started attracting the right types of dudes that were not.
You switched that energy.
Yeah. What was the work that you feel like you did? What did you discover?
I had to, first of all, realize my own worth. Because, you know, when you go through a marriage that's abusive, your self-worth goes down. You get completely broken. So I had to look at myself and say, okay, what are the things that you're good at? How can you be helpful to others? How much value does your career have? Because at the time, I was just training, and that's what I used to say. I'm just a trainer. But being a trainer, you could literally say completely change people's lives.
Yeah.
A life completely changed. So I had to realize that. I had to look at the fact that there's a lot of women that may look up to you because they cannot do the things that you're doing, whether that's because of the physical appearance or the way you dress or the freedom of speech. Some people look up to you just because you exist. And what can I bring to people? What can I bring to a man? What can I bring to myself? I had to realize that first. And then I had to understand that a man does not bring me happiness. My happiness is brought to me by myself. And it is not my responsibility to fix a man, to help a man, to make him happy. It's not my responsibility. My responsibility starts with a man once we are together to make each other's lives better. But you may have your trauma. You may have some alcoholism. You may be violent. It is not my job to fix it. It's not my job to accept that those are the excuses or the reasons for your bad behavior with you. Because I used to give excuses to men. Oh, you know, he was just drunk. You know, he just had a rough childhood. You know, that's not my fucking problem. I had some things go on in my life too, and I do not want to put that on people. So once you accept that, you got to be whole first before. That's what I was saying the other day. If you want to be, in relationships, instead of looking at what people can bring to us, we need to, or what kind of people are we looking for? Instead of focusing on that, focus on what type of person I am. What can I bring to people that is so great that I'm even entitled to have prerequisites for people to enter in a relationship with me? Why do you have all this mouth about this criteria in people the stuff that you want from them, but you cannot bring that to your own damn self? So once I realized that, I started attracting the right people. And I'm currently not
tasking.
No, I'm not. I have been seeing someone consistently, but when I was seeing different people, they were literally homies. They were really good people. It was very important to me to know that they were not assholes, that they were good people, that they did something in society, that financially, physically, of course, I always date fine men. Because, you know, at least if you fuck up, I fucked up with men a lot, but all of them were cute. At least I got that.
Yeah.
But they do have to be cute physically. That's the one thing that I need. But they were actually good people. That's people that now I'm not involved with anymore, but that I would recommend professionally for, you know, something they do that we are friends, and I know that they do that for me too.
So debate night, November the 24th, we're getting up a little bit past the hour. We just want to give y'all a little taste of what you're going to see on November the 24th. So if you're listening to us on the streaming services or watching us on YouTube, November the 24th at Center Stage, it's Jackson's first live interactive social experience with libations, live music. We got DJ Nasty Show that's going to be doing his thing, man, spinning all the grown folks hits. We have Chef Jarita Fraser King from Natchez, who you guys have seen on Hulu, Searching for Soul Food. She's going to be there. She's going to be running happy hour. She's got some of her signature appetizers, and she's going to be pairing them with Black-owned wines. It's going to be really dope. We got Eddie Wright, Eddie Wright's
Oh,
barbecue.
yes.
He's gonna be in the place
mess
to
up
be.
my diet.
Yeah, man. So you know, you
I'm
get that
shitting.
you get that good liquor in you. It's
Any reason to eat some barbecue.
yeah, man. It's BYOB.
Everything.
So you know, come in.
BYOB.
Get right, man. Pre-game, and then you can keep. You don't even have to pre-game. You can pre-game, and you can in the game.
What
you
are
can
you
bring it
guys
right there
wearing?
in a minute. Oh man. Now you know, with the Franklins, you know you never,
You match it.
You just gotta
You
go
two gonna
your
match.
you never
I
know.
don't know.
Let me tell you something. People know if you ever see the Franklins in like matching colors, you need to ask us to blink
Listen,
once or
you
twice.
asked her to marry you the first time. I expect anything
Well,
from
you know,
y'all
Yeah.
after
true.
Yeah,
Shay.
yeah.
Okay.
Y'all
Yeah.
corny, so I would expect you to come match it.
If we come matching, just know we've had a conversation. We had to been like, we've had to comfort each other and be like, all right, we're gonna go out of here matching
Merc, you want to match?
tonight.
No.
Them
moving your
twins had a whole
spirit.
childhood of matching at first until they was like,
Oh my
hell
God.
no.
Did y'all do that?
Fuck that dressing alike shit.
Okay.
No.
But sometimes y'all do show up sometimes and wear something similar just naturally,
It just be
right?
happening.
Then it happened. I heard that
Yeah,
happen.
we've
Just
had
a
that
minute.
happen before, but we still be like, "Are you sure you're gonna wear that?
Yeah.
We've had a discussion about
I
it.
could change."
Right,
We've
right,
had a
right,
discussion
right,
about
right.
it. Because, yeah, we ain't trying to take them Olin Mills
Oh,
pictures,
yes.
what them things look like. Everybody had to take them Olin Mills pictures. But
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
Eddie
y'all.
Wright is going to be there, man. He's going to have the barbecue on Hill, and it's going to be some really good, spicy relationship talk, man. It's going to be something unlike you've ever seen before. So, real quick, Vibe Controllers, you guys on this. What can people expect on November the 24th, man? Give them the elevator pitch.
A whole bunch of real shit for some
Whole
real
bunch of real
ass
shit.
niggas.
Yeah.
That part. What he said.
Nah, it's gonna be super dope, man. I'm excited to obviously be in this conglomerate of people to have this conversation. Like I said on Third Coast Radio, I think what's gonna be different about this is that obviously you have a lot of other platforms that talk about these things like this, and everybody for me is always identifying what the problems are. And I think through our experiences, we're going to identify some solutions. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for.
Yeah.
And so on top of being fucked up and eating barbecue and all that other good stuff as well.
It's going to be fun. It's gonna be real fun.
And like, bruh, we all fine in the motherfucker. So that's something to show
talk
up for.
about
Like,
it. How about that
we
part?
gonna,
Just come
talking about
look.
what we gonna
Come
wear.
look
We gonna
and
put that
see.
shit on goddamn me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's no holds barred. Like I feel like I'm naturally, I got a little pageant left up in me from back in the day. So sometimes I pull back, but in my older years, I feel like I can say certain things because I've done certain things, and I want to share it. So I have a mouth, and I it's very colorful. So if that doesn't bother you, then
It's a pretty
gonna be
mouth.
alright.
It's a pretty
oh,
mouth
thank
too,
you, honey.
girl.
We'll talk about all of that.
Come on down.
All right. You got a pretty
Yeah, I
mouth.
mean, thank you. I just feel like it's a time and place for everything. Yeah. So women, come on out. This is a safe space. If you want to call somebody, be like, bitch, I feel like this, da da da. Do it. Like, this is all about being open, honest, candid, and unafraid. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I am looking forward to the exchange, actually, the part where the people from the audience are going to talk. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I really want them to come with like personal examples of stuff that they're going through and tell us how they dealt with it, for us to give them our opinion on how we would have dealt with it. And I think it's going to be a lot of, I'm like her, I got a mouth and I got opinions, and I am absolutely no expert, but my opinion is being asked on this event, so I'm going to give it. And like the Cheesecake Factory, like all these things that we see on social media. Yeah. Sorry, I have a strong opinion about them, and it's negative. And I'm going to say that.
Got a lot of opinions and they all negative.
Yeah.
Baby, what about you?
The thing that I'm looking most forward to is the people on the panel. I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy the energy. It's a real authentic and transparent vibe with all of us all the time, every time we get together. And I find it refreshing. So I think the audience will find it refreshing and new and funny and entertaining. But I don't want you to think that it's we're going to give you some
nuggets.
Like we're going to give you some drips of knowledge as well. So some stuff you can use. And hopefully the audience will give us some stuff that we can use. So I'm looking forward to just the ambiance and the energy in the place. I think it's going to be really, really good. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Debate night, November 24th at Center Stage. There's a few tickets left. We'll put the link up. We'll put everybody's social media up, man. Hopefully, I'm thinking, maybe after this, Melanie and Pia might want to sit down and record some things on their own. We might have put us another podcast together. You know what I'm saying?
That would be dope.
That would be really dope to be able to do that as well. That would be something.
I would listen to that shit.
That would be something else. Yeah, there you go.
I
like
would
off the
give
top,
me a
I listen to
cocktail.
it.
I wouldn't even use no mixer. I'd just be drinking straight and put it on and listen.
Yeah.
And be like, I remember when I used to do that.
Yep.
Baby.
Yep.
We're going to talk about it.
Yep. So y'all make sure y'all come out, man. It's going to be really dope, man. And, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow According to Kaz Queen on all social media platforms. Everybody here has a platform that they have. So, of course, rising tide floats all boats, man. We're here for everybody, for y'all to go follow the Vibe Controllers. Follow Melanie Sanders and what she does. Follow P and what she does. An amazing personal trainer and bodybuilder. Melanie is a PR diva, and she's on TV and she's around all the superstars all the time. And Merk is a superstar in his own right. The funniest guy that you may or may not have heard of, Cocky McFly. One of the dopest creative minds. It's been really dope.
Pop my shit, nigga.
Yeah.
Let me also plug Pia as well, too. I would just like to say this month is my 3-year being fine anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I was not fine until I started working out with Pia.
Is this how it all...
Yes. So I came to Pia and asked her. So Pia was competing at the time, and I worked out, but I felt like I plateaued and I needed to be pushed. And I said, "Hey, can I work out with you?" And she was like, "You're not gonna slow me up, are you?" I was like,
right off top.
I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You're not gonna slow me up." And I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do exactly what you do." And yeah, but I learned a lot, working out. I got so fine, So thank you, Pia.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Pia.
You are so welcome.
Thanks, bro, for my pussy rating going down. I appreciate you.
And we'll talk about that at debate night. We'll talk about pussy ratings. How important are they to you, and how do you qualify your pussy rating scale at debate night? So y'all make sure y'all stick with us. Make sure y'all tune into us next week, man. Make sure that you're at debate night and you're gonna see all the promo that's out there, man. Shouts out to Jack Patterson. Shouts out to Ariel B. Y'all make sure y'all holler at Ariel to get that work. She put in the work. Shouts out to Jack Patterson, for that
Rob
really
Benson.
dope. Rob Benson for the flyer as well, man. Really dope photo shoot, and Rob took the photos and made us it's a lot of dope shit we got.
Shout out to Fifth Child.
Fifth
Shout
Child,
out
Steve
to
Brown.
Shout out to Silas.
Center Stage.
Yeah.
Silas. It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's a whole team, guys.
Yeah.
Collaboration is where the magic happens. People at the top are collaborating. The only people that are competing are the people at the bottom. So, that's real thing. So it's an honor and a blessing for y'all to have been like, yeah, let's do this shit. Let's come together and do this. You know what I'm saying? This won't be the last time. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. All right. So at any rate, for According to Kaz Queen, I am Kaz.
And I'm Queen.
I'll let you guys next time.